This is pretty freaking cool. In this video, I'm going to show you how I took a bunch of steel puzzle pieces and then turned them into a high clearance off-road bumper. The very first welding project I ever did was a rear bumper kit, just like this one on my 80 series Land Cruiser. I had absolutely no welding experience, but building that bumper taught me how to dial in my welder, and my welds would eventually get better and better. Now that's not to say that these welds even look perfect, but in this case, since it's an off-road bumper, they don't have to be. It's really just providing extra protection, and however much work you want to put into it with grinding you can to make it look better. I started with a $130 Harbor Freight flux core welder because it was inexpensive and didn't require gas. Recently I switched to a MIG welder because I needed the extra power in order to complete this 1-ton swap. I also needed some added protection while off-roading, so I built these rock sliders which are welded to the frame using some 1 3/4 inch DOM tubing, a Harbor Freight pipe bender, and you could easily do this with a flux core welder. I did on my first one as well. I even fabricated this custom steering brace that I needed for this 1-ton application so that the panhard could tuck up under it. I've also done a bunch of sheet metal bodywork in order to clear the 42s and then reseal this inner and outer fender together so I don't get rocks, water, and debris into the engine, because the intake is right here inside the engine bay. We don't want to be hydrolocking this thing. If you're into automotive mechanics in any capacity, welding is a very valuable skill that can save you tons of money and provide solutions to unique problems that you're going to encounter. My most recent project is this Overkill Racing and Chassis high clearance rear bumper. The 80 series departure angle causes it to get hung up on rocks. This kit solves that problem by trimming the frame back a few inches, providing more clearance. Before we start welding this kit together, we have to cut out the rear crossmember. I started from the back side using an angle grinder. Once the inside braces were cut, I used some painter's tape and measured about 3 inches from the very back of the channel. Once I verified that I had cut off the same amount on each side, it was time to start assembling the kit. This kit is really well thought out. It has this slot and groove mechanism that allows you to line everything up like puzzle pieces before you start welding. This will prevent deforming later and make sure that everything's square. After tacking the initial piece together and bolting it to the frame, it allowed me to form the rest of the structure off of this piece. This backplate comes in 2 pieces, so you saw me welding it there, and then it fits over these D-ring recovery shackle points, and on top of that sits this upper plate which will tack into place. It does also help to have these magnets so you can get everything lined up at a 90-degree angle to ensure that everything is nice and straight. This was probably the hardest part of the whole project, which was holding everything up and tacking it together, but again, the slots ensure that everything lines up straight. After this part, it was pretty smooth sailing, and I'm just tacking everything here, and I'm going to take the bumper off and then fully weld it off the frame, just so I don't get any sparks on the paint, and it'll really allow me to get the best possible welds I can when I'm not having to reach up under the vehicle. Now you could definitely make the argument that taking it off the vehicle and welding it could cause some deforming and it might not fit, the bolt holes might not line up, but in this case with the quality of that groove system, it gave me a lot of confidence taking it off the vehicle and giving my welder the best chance. There's also 2 bolt holes to drill through the side of the frame to give it extra strength. I really like the angles and the shape of this kit. It's going to look really great. There's 2 additional pieces for the D-ring shackle points, making it come out to about 1/2 to 3/4 of an inch, as well as a step integrated into the side. Now that the bumper is fully welded together, I start with 1 coat of self-etching primer and then a semi-gloss black paint. This is the best looking section of weld that I could find, but remember, if you're starting out, it doesn't need to look pretty. Recently I installed some Ironman 6-inch foam shell shocks in the rear to get some more travel out of it. So we're going to use the forklift to get the rear end up and see how much articulation we've got. That's good. All right, so we are all flexed out here and we still have all of our tires on the ground. I'm not going to grab measurements now, but things I'll be checking for is going to be where I'm going to put my bump stops, so they're going to go right here, and limiting straps and all that. But this is pretty freaking cool. We got tons of travel, and in the rear we're not even touching our fenders at all, so we've got plenty of lift. If anything, we could probably take some out. Yeah, I mean, we're getting close right here actually, so no, I'm happy with that. I mean, this is all just by guessing and cutting and, you know, just kind of estimating where it's gonna be, but I mean, that's absolutely ridiculous. The thing is like 10 feet in the air. Yeah, and it's never gonna come through on camera, but this thing's pretty flexy. I'm happy with that. I'm not sure how much pressure is on this front coilover tower, but we have a ton of down travel. I mean, that is insane. If you're enjoying this, make sure you guys like and subscribe. It helps the channel out a lot. All right, so we've got, yeah, tons of travel in the rear. We don't even really need to put bump stops in the rear. I mean, we will just for in case something breaks, but you can see those Iron Man 4x4 shocks putting in work. And I know you guys are gonna talk about the brackets being too low, but that's where they would have been in the stock 80 series geometry, so not too worried about them. All right, so hopefully this should be the final video before I can finally take it off-road. We've sorted out all the gremlins and we should be able to get into some rocks. So the point of this video is that by starting with a rear weld together bumper kit or any sort of fabrication project with the cheap Harbor Freight welder, you can teach yourself some extremely valuable skills and then find solutions to problems that you're going to encounter if you want to do any custom fab work. So highly recommend starting out with a rear bumper because it doesn't matter how it needs to look. All that matters is that you get protection off-road and you'll learn a lot in the process. Thanks for watching and we'll see you in the next one.